Welcome to Marshall Knows Stuff. I'm Marshall, and I know stuff. Stick around and I'll show you how to know some of the stuff that I know. This episode of Marshall Knows Stuff, it happens to be Mother's Day today. So we're going to be doing a build that's Mother's Day inspired. The idea I had in mind was making something that's motherly, but still with a little Marshall stank on it. Today we're going to be building a heart-shaped punch knife. Okay, so first of all, I'm drawing myself my guide. What I did is I split the piece right down the middle, right here, so I could see where I wanted it to end up. And then I used this little disc here, it's about a 1-inch outside diameter, just to be able to see the general size that I wanted it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my micrometer and I'm going to measure the outside of both of these just to be sure that I'm the same on both. Looks like 35.3 there. I'll lock that in. And also 35.3. It'd be hard to mess that up because I used that guide to trace both of them. But just to be sure that the thickness or the angle of the Sharpie didn't move around too much, didn't skew it. So I have 35.3 as the outside of both of those. Half of that is 17.65. So I'll go ahead and... Touchy, isn't it? Perfect. 17.65. So now that I'm there, gonna take I'm gonna make myself a new mark where I want it, since that fat Sharpie kind of tainted my last one. And that's all I need, the measurement from the outside to the middle. And that is going to be where I drop the drill. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is pilot out these holes with a small drill bit so I can get the bigger drill bits in there. I'm going to start with, this one looks like it's about 1/8 of an inch. That's really inconsequential though. It's small, that's all that really matters. Going slow so I'm very deliberate on where the hole actually goes through. So I need to make sure that it lines up well. Looks pretty straight. Move up another size or two. Looks right about 1/4 of an inch. Now that I've got these decent sized pilot holes drilled out, I'm going to move over to my step bit. And the step bit goes all the way up to 1 1/8 inch, 1 3/8. It's pretty big. It's bigger than I need, so I'm going to have to make sure that I stop whenever I actually need to stop. I'm thinking maybe about a 7/8 hole. Getting close to where I want it, so I'm going to slow down. I'm almost into the 7/8. I think I'll just push the 7/8 through. And that's big enough for a finger to fit through. So I'm going to do that on the other side. I'll go to 7/8 on the other side also. I think what I'm going to do for legality purposes is I'm going to leave a little tab at the very top of it so I can make it a keychain, because you can't very well carry around punch daggers, but you can carry around heart-shaped keychains. This will be a keychain. All right, I've got it all the way cut out. Easy peasy. But it's got a lot of flash on the other side from where I was hitting it from the angle with the angle grinder. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take it to the belt sander, clean it all up, and I'll also start to polish some of this Sharpie off of it. Okay, you can see it's pretty well cleaned up. All around the edges is a real nice smooth edge. And I decided I'm not going to try to polish the Sharpie off with a belt sander because aluminum is so light that hitting it with the belt sander, it just works through it real quick, and you're at risk of grinding away too much. This is already pretty thin. It's already about 1/8 of an inch thick. I don't want to lose too much of that, so I'm just going to be very careful, and I'm going to file the rest of it by hand. All the Sharpies filed off of it now, and I want to get it a little bit shinier than this, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it to my 10,000 grit whetstone and give it a little bit of a polish. Once it's polished, we'll be ready to sharpen the edge. Man, I forgot what a pain it was to polish aluminum. But now that we're all nice and shiny, I'm going to go ahead and put the edge on it and then drill the keychain hole through the top. Just eyeballing it, I gave it a pretty good edge on either side. It's just real important to keep a similar angle as you're moving it. Like you always want it to be the same angle and the same angle on all four sides. You saw me do that also with the mini sword, just doing that by hand because the blade was so thin I couldn't get a jig on it either. But if you do it often enough, you can actually get a pretty good edge on those. I got a good enough edge on my mini sword to where I got right into my thumb without even trying to get the edge on it. So I'm gonna leave it pretty much right there. I'm going to just polish the blade a little bit more, and then our keychain will be done. And there you go. I'm not going to really bother getting it real sharp on the edges because it's aluminum. It's not a hard metal, so it's not going to really keep that edge anyway. But it'll be sharp enough to get somebody's attention. We'll go ahead and just stab the little ring through there real quick, and then Mother's Day gift accomplished. I'll go ahead and start editing this video down. Hopefully I can get it on YouTube with enough time to help somebody else out with the Mother's Day gift idea. Remember, like, subscribe, tell your friends, and let's keep knowing some stuff.